speaking of delivering, I know that a lot of fans were wanting more vehicles, more destruction, more awesomeness. Did you deliver?
Not the singing part, but we delivered. I know, but no. I understand. But look, here's what we delivered. More vehicles, yes, more destructibility, but the coolest thing we're doing with this is kind of trying to introduce kind of the Twisted Metal version of class-based play. A bunch of cars over the next couple of months, but they're all kind of designed to really bring out the flavor, I guess.
Like a Daewoo?
I'm sorry, what?
Like a Daewoo.
Hi, I'm Bruce McCullough. I'd like to tell you about the Daves I know.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're bringing new cars to the series. Is Morgan here? Because I don't...
Yeah. Morgan drives the Daewoo as well.
That's a car.
You don't have the Daewoo? It's like the...
Or something.
No! Daewoo is like one of the cheapest cars ever. You can buy like 5 Daewoos.
Yeah, but no, we don't have that. But we do have, what we're actually going to talk about...
David did want to talk about something.
It has nothing to do with Twisted Metal. What does that mean? This is a question that you posed to me.
No, David asked me to ask him something completely different.
Right, only because, as grateful as I am for G4 covering Twisted Metal, I'm so fried. I'm so
So he wanted to talk about his circumcision.
No, I said, she says, well, hey, are you circumcised?
Are you circumcised?
And I said, I am circumcised. This is an exclusive. We're going to show off
his foreskin.
Yes, are we ready?
Yes.
You don't need the iPad.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. So listen, Twisted Metal, it is back. We are so grateful for the support.
And we might see a couple of Easter eggs in there, like finding David Jaffe's foreskin.
Yes.
It's got to look for it.
Exactly. So it's going to be awesome.
Very
the foreskin
exciting.
and the game.
Yeah.
All right, here once again to tell us all about the return of Twisted Metal is co-creator David Jaffe. Thank you so much for joining us.
So we just learned so much about just moments before. Let's not pretend that didn't happen. Let's not pretend like that. This is still the same day.
About 5 times so far.
She's thinking about the PR calls coming through.
No, I'm thinking about... Anyway, yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
After denying he was working on a new Twisted Metal game, and later laughing the idea off as a ridiculous joke, David Jaffe yesterday was all like, surprise, cockmunchers, new Twisted Metal! And you lost your collective shit.
Kind of feels more like an adventure. Every character has their own boss. Every character has different levels and different events.
And all the stories intertwined, so you can see all the perspectives.
And I'll tell you now, there are like 3 epilogues. There's one hidden epilogue. I remember as a kid, I listened to it was one of the Eagles' greatest hits. And if you let it keep playing, there's like this extra thing
hidden thing at the end, yeah.
And we did that. So if you just sit there and let the credits run in this game, and you think you're done, but I'm not going to tell you the time code, but eventually you're like, holy crud, there's this whole other
threw
movie.
even more.
Yeah, so it's a really big story.
You know you could have just cleaved that out and charged it as DLC later, right?
And then we have stuff like Last Man Standing Team, where you shared lives. I mean, it's a huge, robust multiplayer game. The thing we learned from Calling All Cars was we didn't give enough content for the price. And so we got kicked in the gut with that because people liked it, but it was too expensive it was our first DLC game. And so now, for this game, we're like, let's just pack that thing with as much value as we can.
We're here in beautiful East Los Angeles at the SCE Worldwide Tour. As you can see behind me, there's an ice truck with machine guns and a clown head. We're talking Twisted Metal, and we're having a conversation with a guy whose name you might have heard, David Jaffe. Most of the games we work on, certainly that I work on, are very inspired by movies. Everything is like Smokey and the Bandit to the last scene in Road Warrior to Dukes of Hazzard on television. We've been away for a while with the big console launch of Twisted Metal, and in that time so much has changed, from online to graphics to physics, that we finally, I think when we play this game now, we're like, man, we're getting a whole heap and help of what we thought of back in '94.
Death is imminent. But underneath the hood, this is still a Twisted Metal game filled with dark humor and over-the-top action.
A lot of people think Twisted Metal is just this surface action game. It is that, but there's a lot of depth in this game. There's a lot of team tactics, a lot of metagame going on, and just the fact that we're able to sort of bring that back to an audience that so far has seemed really excited is awesome.
If you could, just run down the vehicles that you're bringing to the game.
Juggernaut is our semi-truck. We have Reaper, who is our motorcycle. We have Axel, who is these giant Oreo cookies, basically. We have Death Warrant, who is our sort of modern-day muscle car. We have Talon, who's our helicopter. But we'll be announcing a lot more over the next 6 or 7 months before the game launches.
So keep a lookout for your favorite ice cream truck, because Twisted Metal will be driving its way to the PS3 this fall.
Well, listen, I wish I had a half hour to talk to you, and unfortunately I don't, but I have one more thing for you. The one thing in the industry you see developing trend, or maybe just one thing in particular, that's disturbing to you?
I think there's a danger. I don't think it scares me yet, but there's a potential fear, and it's inevitable. As I spoke to some guys about their next project, it's $80 million. That's the budget, okay? The budget doesn't scare me. Anybody who can afford to fund $80 million is going to want to say, hey, I want my marketing guy in there. I want my PD guys, execs in there. It's respectful to the people putting that money up to expect more cooks in the kitchen. But I'm hoping that more companies than not find the balance between responsible oversight, but not kind of wringing the neck of the creative vision in hopes of not spending wrong, because you can go way wrong if you go off in both directions.
Absolutely.
And so that's the thing that I'm not afraid of yet, but I'm looking out in the horizon and I'm going, the companies that find that balance are going to be the ones that really are the next great publishers of this industry, and the ones that don't are going to be the ones that kind of crash and burn.
Right. Well, if history is any guide, we've seen it happen with the movie industry. Let's hope that we don't move in that direction.
Absolutely.
As well.